Let's have this interesting conversation, shall we? Did you know that Cedar Mountain Chapel is 15 years old? If you don't know, and I'm telling you, we'll be having conversations on that on the set now. We say congratulations to them. But in studio is Reverend Stephen Wengam, General Superintendent of Assemblies of God Ghana, lead pastor for Cedar Mountain Chapel. Assemblies of God. Well, he's no new person in this house. He's our radio pastor on City 97.3 FM, and also he's always with us here at ChannelOne TV. Reverend, welcome. How are you doing?
Very fine, by God's grace.
Yes.
It's good to be back home.
Yes. You've always been here. Yeah. Cedar Mountain Chapel, 15 years already?
Already, it's been like a few days.
Yes.
You know, when you are fulfilling your dreams, achieving your goals, that's how it looks like. I mean, the years run too quick.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So let's understand. We know that your current location is at Shiashi.
Yeah.
But how did the journey begin?
The journey began around 2006.
Okay.
I was then the head of administration at the Assemblies of God headquarters. The Lord began to speak to me that I should go and start a model church anchored on Micah 4:1 and 2, which says, in the last days, the mountain of the Lord's temple shall be the highest. It shall be exalted above the hills, and the nations will flooding.
Beautiful.
So God said, go start a church model after Micah 4:1 and 2. And that scripture simply means that the end time church must be influential, must be impactful, resourceful, well positioned, and become a model. And they must have global impact. Wow. So he says, start a local church with global flavor. So the journey began. So my wife and I began to pray, and then we began to seek exposure. Because we didn't want to suggest an ordinary church, to add to the numbers. Wanted a church that will meet a certain standard, that will also reflect the excellence of God. So God opened the door for us to travel to a few countries and to do some research. And then 2010, we felt strongly the time was up. And so we started from Polyenta restaurant on a rooftop, because I'd gone around East Legon, and we were dreaming big. So we wanted a facility that could sit not less than 100 people.
Oh, you were starting with 100 people?
We had done a lot of work, a lot of evangelism. I didn't depend on my presence on City FM.
Okay.
By then, well, the name Wengam was all over the place. I wanted natural growth.
Okay.
I didn't want artificial growth.
Okay.
So we were arranging for almost about 100 people. So we didn't get a conference hall like that. So Polyenta restaurant offered us their rooftop. So the first service, 3rd October 2010, and City FM was our backbone.
Beautiful.
Bernard Avle, Samens and his family, Bernard Avle and the then management, all of them were there.
At City FM came for the first service?
Came for the first service, and 120 people attended the first service.
When you were already anticipating 100, but you got
Yes, 120.
Beautiful.
Of course, family
Yes.
and friends. So we began at the rooftop. By the 3rd Sunday, I had to travel to South Africa for a conference. I resisted it, but it was sponsored. There was a problem. We ejected from the rooftop. Then we moved to the conference room, though too small. And the number, of course, I could see that the real number that had come to identify with the church was around 50.
Okay.
For the 120 family and friends, as I said, join. Then we began to grow very fast. Then we moved from Polyenta restaurant to opposite the Polyenta restaurant, the guest hotel. The first Sunday I announced to them, go and look for land, all of you. By our first year, we are moving to our land. And guess what? 11 months into the church life, we got a property, renovated it, and moved to American House area. So that's how the journey, I would say, began.
Beautiful. That's an interesting journey.
Yeah.
But let's look at this name, Cedar Mountain. What went into deciding that this should be the name of the chapel?
Wonderful. Micah 4:1 and 2. In the last day, the mountain of the Lord's temple shall be the highest.
Okay.
The cedar, I got that from Psalm 92 verse 12. He says, you shall grow like the cedars of Lebanon.
Beautiful.
The cedar tree is an excellent tree, the best tree in the Middle East. So if you look through the scriptures, the Temple of Solomon, and then very important building, they used the cedar wood to construct it. So cedar in the scriptures stands for excellence, quality. So that accounts for Cedar. We want to be a model church, a church of excellence, a church that has global flavor, a church that represents all that God represents.
Wow.
And actually, our mission is to disciple the nations through every excellent and innovative means, thereby equipping the individual to lead, live a fruitful life on earth, become relevant in societal development, and qualify for eternity. That's our mission.
Wow, this is interesting.
Our vision is to become a cutting-edge 21st century New Testament model church, excelling in worship, raising leaders and disciples, providing leadership in all things. And then lastly, our core values are passionate proclamation, that is the Great Commission, excellence, worship, connect, amongst others.
So looking back, what will you say the impact has been like now that you've mentioned what the mission, vision, the purpose, and what went into couching of the name Cedar Mountain Chapel and all that, the impact within the society that Cedar Mountain Chapel has really created when it comes to your 15 years journey?
Yeah, it's been wonderful. Cedar Mountain Chapel has grown from becoming a humble church to become one of the significant churches of Assemblies of God Ghana. To the extent that currently we are the highest financial contributor to the headquarters.
Wow.
Cedar Mountain Chapel is the youngest church to produce a general superintendent. I'm the 7th general superintendent.
Okay.
All the other general superintendents, they came from old churches, but Cedar at 12 had produced a general superintendent. Wow. We have people from 11 different countries who worship in Cedar Mountain Chapel.
11
so we are cross-cultural, multicultural. Yeah. And that's why our second service is English and French.
Okay.
Again, I will say that Cedar Mountain Chapel, we've touched the world. On 2 occasions, I led a team of about 30 people to go and do missions in Kenya, East Africa. I went with a choir, and then to Malawi.
Wow.
Yeah. Apart from that, Cedar Mountain Chapel, like I said, is an interesting church.
Yes.
Initially, I was praying that God bring big people into the church, bring rich people. Then one day, God rebuked me and said, I will not. He says, transform these ordinary, simple people to become the middle class, the influential you want. I stopped that prayer and I began to value, and that's the temptation of every pastor.
Yes.
I began to believe that these were young, ordinary people. And I began to invest in them, preach, challenge them. Today, I'm glad we've grown together.
Yes.
99% of the so-called influential people in Cedar Mountain Chapel were those who joined the church. They were nobodies.
Wow.
Today, corporate leaders, captains of industry, senior government officials, some are in parliament, and name it. So that's one. Then in addition, God help us to put up a state-of-the-art chapel.
Yeah.
As of 2010, many had described it. I say this with modesty, as the most beautiful temple in Ghana.
Beautiful.
And from that time, I saw a lot of temples today, modern temples. If you look at the features of the Cedar First Chapel, that's what we call it. Yeah. A lot of churches today, because it's soundproof, central air conditioned, it's mother and child friendly. If you go, we have a special distance for mothers, nursing mothers, in the auditorium. I mean, which is mother and child friendly. If you go to the washroom, 5-star.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you been there before?
You've been there before. So, and that was achieved when we were only 10 years old.
Wow.
And if you look at our location, and then in addition, we've planted 9 churches across the country.
Beautiful.
And we've sponsored the training of 5 pastors. And we have built 10 legacy temples.
Wow.
When I became general superintendent, we realized that a lot of our churches who are in rural Ghana were worshiping under trees, some in classrooms. So I launched a project called Legacy Temple Project, and I challenged every member and pastors that sponsor the construction of a temple in a village. And I can say this to show leadership. Members of my church and Cedar Mountain Chapel have built 10 legacy temples. Some are under construction, littered around the country. I would say that, yeah, these are some of the key and significant things. In the community where we are, we don't have problem with our neighbors.
Okay.
Because even at our first location, the temple, our foremost temple, it was soundproof. I remember, this is quite, sounds spiritual, but those who appreciate spiritual things may understand. One day I sent my prayer warriors leader, there's a pharmacy opposite our first location, to buy me, I think, anointing oil or something. He gets there, and whoever was in charge, the salesperson, just opened up and said, are you a pastor? Do you attend this church? He said, why? He said, this church, since they came into this area, he said he belonged to an occult group in East Legon. And Cedar Mountain Chapel, praise the Lord.
Yes.
We fast 1/3 of the year.
Beautiful.
Oh, yeah. So he started confessing. This church, since they came here, they pray a lot, and they have obstructed, and they become a problem. He said this particular road where they were, the businesses didn't prosper here. But since they came,
Businesses are prospering.
yes, the whole place, there's life there. This is a live testimony.
Wow.
I mean, so I would say that our impact during the COVID lockdown, we, even though, yes, we are in that elite community, but I bet you we pay attention to the squatters.
Okay.
So what we did during COVID was that we did a hamper and went to the squatter community and gave about 500 squatters. Apart from that, there's something we call kindness evangelism.
Wow.
So that we go into the community, at the toll booth those days, we pay for, car washing days, we go to the restaurant, we go to the chop bar, trotro.
Done a lot.
We pay for people, and we use that as a medium to evangelize to the people.
Wow.
So our neighbors love us. We have issues with our neighbors. Sometimes they even fight for us. When issues about Cedar Mountain Chapel come up and people want to give us trouble, you can be sure the neighbors
They'll
are
fight for
those
you.
who fight for us.
Beautiful. So now you've mentioned all the good things, the nice things that we've seen and all that. But when you were starting the journey, were there some challenges?
There was. Actually, we took a loan the first time to buy our first chapel at the American House. It took us 6 years to pay.
Wow.
Can you imagine a church less than 1 year? You've gone for a loan facility, and it wasn't easy. Challenges, yes, reaching the middle class is not easy.
Yeah.
Some, when they came in, they said, we love your church. They'll come, why don't you do the local things? We said no. So maintaining excellence is hard work.
Wow.
So when it comes to Cedar, one of our core values is excellence. And as a result, every year I do 2 training for what I call the altar workers. We have about 500 altar workers made up of all the choristers, ushers, protocol, prayer warriors, Sunday school teachers, all committees, all of them call them altar workers. So we do training, just to remind them of the core values. And then we also believe in developing the members to be successful in their social life. So we treat topics also that border on your personal development. So we had challenges. There were times, every church goes through that, where there's the temptation for the church to split just because somebody exits. But God was so good because Cedar is not built on personality.
Yes.
As some of God, we don't do that. It's not personality driven. The church is, we promote the church brand. So people's loyalty is to the church. When you build a church around a personality, then when there is a problem with a person, then people, but we focus on the word. Assemblies of God, we're a word-based church. And so when that challenge came up, the church went through it. We are a church that I would say that We respect people. One of the things I've learned, we make the members own the church.
Beautiful.
So very consultative leadership. People speak their mind. We have leaders meeting. Then of course that's some sort of culture. And I would say that because of that, we've not had too many issues.
Okay.
Leadership is always transparent, letting them know what is happening, how we got this, how this is done. So not too many challenges.
So right now, what are we doing to commemorate the 15th anniversary of Cedar Mountain Chapel?
Right. So we began, we launched it. Then we had our mega music festival known as I Testify last Friday. It was huge. Joe Beecham was there with our mass choir. We have 4 choirs in the church. Cedar Harmonic Cedars, Tehillah Cedars, Impact Cedars, and then Cedar Chorale.
Oh, okay.
So the mass choir were phenomenal. I mean, thousands gathered. It was great. Then the next we are going to do is what we call community and kindness evangelism.
Okay.
So next week, Saturday, we are going into the community to show kindness to anybody.
Beautiful.
Right. Then we've built a legacy temple to commemorate our 15th anniversary in Adan. We planted a church in Adan.
Beautiful.
So Cedar Mountain Chapel has built it. We are going to dedicate it on the 4th of October.
Okay.
Then on the 5th October, God willing, we'll have the Thanksgiving service. But then we began a 21 days fasting. Every year we commemorate our anniversary with 21 days fasting. We are currently in that fast. We meet every day, 6 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. And I think the second, third, fourth, we have a guest speaker, Reverend Greg Johnson, lead pastor, Mission Church UK, a very anointed man of God. He's speaking on the Thursday, Friday, and then the Sunday, the 5th of October. Again, we are also working towards, we launched a 5-year strategic plan. We are a very intentional church. We don't do things just anyhow. So when we turn 5, we launched a 5-year strategic plan, which when we're done at 10, then at 10, we launch a 10-year strategy. We are 5 years into the 10-year strategy. So we are reviewing it, and then the next few years ahead, we want to focus and largely, sorry. The strategy is anchored on ensuring that we are fulfilling our mission and achieving our vision. And then we're having a building project currently where we are. That was not the main chapel. We are building a 6,000-seat auditorium. So the energy is directed towards there.
Wow.
We also want to community friendly. In that facility will be a clinic. Currently we have in our church facility an infirmary.
Wow.
We believe that the church members should not always give to the church. And that has been the tradition. We believe in doing things differently at Cedar Mountain Chapel. People come there and say, you don't look like an Assemblies of God church.
Of course.
Look
I was
like
about
a
saying
normal
that,
church.
yes.
Yeah. So you know what we do? The infirmary, we have what we call Cedar Medical Team. About 60 to 70 medical doctors, nurses. They are a team in the church. Every Sunday, there's a doctor and a nurse on duty. Any member walk in there, whatever is your problem, they will treat you. And they even give people with issues, drugs.
Wow.
Now, every year, after 40 days fasting in February, we do free medical screening and treatment for the members. Because we believe that we don't only take the offering from the church, must give back to the members.
Wow.
So we do medical screening and we spend thousands of cedis. Members come, we have gadgets there, doctors, nurses, eye, ear, nose, blood issues, and a few times, but for that, free medical screening, 3 members would have died.
Wow.
They were just walking there, they didn't know their blood pressure was high, their sugar issues. Then, that is for members.
So we are wrapping up on this?
Yes.
Yeah.
Mid-year, then we go to the rural community, or we go to the prisons.
Wow.
The same medical team, and then provide free medical treatment Then the last one, anniversary period, we focus on East Legon,
Okay.
the squatters.
Okay.
Even though we're a lit community, we are conscious of the fact that there are people in that community who can barely make ends meet.
Beautiful. You made mention of it being an intentional church. So you can visit Cedar Mountain Chapel, that's Yashi, East Legon, this Sunday, and enjoy with them as they embark on their 15th anniversary celebration. Thank you so much, lead pastor Cedar Mountain Chapel, and also he's the general superintendent Assemblies of God Ghana, Reverend Steve Wengam, and he joined us here to talk about the 15th anniversary of Cedar Mountain Chapel. Thank you so much, Reverend. Grateful for your time, and we are always
Thank
happy
you.
that you join us in studio.